This is Keith Fraser for Seconds Out. Well, I have to say, you got Brexit, and it's true what I always believe. British beef is best, and this is going to be proven on February the 3rd when you've got Lawrence Okolie against Isaac Chamberlain. Early on in the career, but what a fight for a British beef dust-up. We're here with Lawrence Okolie. Lawrence, this is going to be some fight. I think you put things on the line, and I think it's great for British boxing. Yeah. How do you feel in choosing this fight and going forward with it? You obviously never saw any risks in it going forward. You just want to get it out of the way, because whether it be in the future or now, this is something you probably want to just, let's get it out of the way and move on to bigger things, right?
That's correct. I mean, I don't see it as not a risk, because it is a risk. Isaac's going to be a hungry fighter, want to win. He's very fast, very present in the ring. He does a lot of stuff well. However, I believe in myself wholeheartedly. I don't need 100 people to clap for me to tell me I'm the guy. I believe within myself. February 3rd is an opportunity for me to prove that even more so to myself. This isn't about me versus Isaac. This is about Lawrence Okolie. This is about Lawrence Okolie, the O2 Arena, headlining, handling the occasion, handling the pressure. Thousands of people there to see, is Lawrence Okolie good enough to be a more experienced professional? Can he handle the pressure? Can he take Isaac's power? Can he deliver? If Isaac gets injured 2 weeks before and they bring someone else in, it's all about me. So, it is what it is.
I've said to a number of people, doing the rounds at this press conference, that you're a former Olympian. Do you think that there's any jealousy or envy from fighters generally in domestic fights when you've got one who's represented their country in the Olympics? Do you think that that's an element where this beef comes from, the fact that you're an Olympian and he's not?
Of course. I mean, he's alluded to it many times. He sat there today and said, you went to Olympics to make up the numbers. That comes from someone who doesn't understand what getting to Olympics for boxing is, and that comes from a very, very jealous place. So he's alluded to it in person, alluded to it online. It stems from a place where I've had nothing given to me, oh, blah, blah, blah. He's had everything given to me, as if Eddie Hearn came to McDonald's and said, you know what, Lawrence, I like you. Thank you for the Big Mac. I'm going to change your life. I'm going to get you into the Olympics. I'm going to get you on a GB team. I'm going to give you all of this stuff for no work. As opposed to the reality of, I've worked my arse off. I've sacrificed so much, given so much of myself to boxing. I've taken massive risks, had to learn very, very hard lessons in boxing and bounce back and deliver them same lessons to other people since. And February 3rd, for all my Olympians, for all the people that wanted to get to Olympics but couldn't, I'm going to show them what Olympic pedigree is.
And of course, Olympic pedigree is in your camp, because the man who looks after you, Anthony Joshua, gold medalist at the London Olympics. How does that sort of bolster your self-belief in your ability going forward? Does that do a great deal? Because obviously he's got the experience of the Olympics and representing his country. He's now obviously heavyweight champion of the world. How has that helped you in instilling that self-belief that you've obviously got? So
what it does is, it gives me benchmark after benchmark. So before I went to Olympics, I knew who Anthony Joshua was. I could get to Olympics. He came from Watford. He came from an area like mine. Maybe I can. I went there, didn't get a gold, but I went to Olympics. Okay, he's headlining the O2. I'm now headlining the O2. He's someone that I could ask for advice, so on and so forth. And I know it comes from a genuine place and a place of real experience that's still relevant today, because he's doing it as we're speaking. So it's fantastic to have. But regardless, the confidence comes from within myself, within the training that I do, and who I am as a person. And it's going to show on fight night. Even if Isaac is extremely awkward and frustrating early, I have the belief that it only takes 2 to 3 seconds of punching to knock someone out. And I have 30 minutes to do it, so I'm extremely excited about that.
And like I said to others again, this is a fight which is happening early in both your careers. I mentioned...
Who's going to stop you there? I've been pro for 9 months. Isaac Chamberlain's been pro for 3 years. 3 years is a long time to be doing something and calling it early. I think it's a little bit of a... he gets away with one there. I've been pro for 9 months, 3 years.
You better speak to Eddie about that. But what I'm saying is, it's fairly early in terms of number of pro fights you've had. And this fight is happening early in your careers. And I said to somebody else here, it's better early than never. You've got a situation, Kell Brook, Amir Khan, it's never happened, unlikely to happen possibly. You're getting it out of the way, right?
Yeah. Well, what I want you to do is look back at 2017. Shall we? Canelo versus Triple G. Anthony Joshua versus Vladimir Klitschko. Kell Brook versus Errol Spence. It's been fight after fight of people putting it on the line. How dare I, an Olympian, 7 fights in, say it's too soon? I don't want to take that fight. That's not what boxing is. Boxing is you believe in yourself, the other side believe in themselves, we find out. And whoever pushes on, pushes on. So if you do that time after time after time and you prevail time after time after time, when it's time for you to go and face the rest of the world, you've got that self-belief because you've dominated your own country, and then you can push on to the rest of the world. So that's where I'm at right now. Can I do it? I believe so. Let's find out.
Well, you've got a very, very confident Lawrence Okolie, the source, of course. I don't know if he'll be having any sauce on Christmas Day this year because he's got a big training camp ahead of him, but I just want to wish him the best of luck. Thank you as a boxing fan for taking part in this fight. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.